So you're eyeing a car wash. No inventory, no spoilage, no employees calling in sick from a kitchen fire. Water goes in, revenue comes out, and the whole machine runs itself while you sleep. That's the pitch every broker gives you. That's the pitch that gets repeated in every boring business forum on the internet. It's also incomplete, because a car wash isn't a service business. It's a real estate bet wearing a service business as a costume. And most owners never notice the costume until the bank calls. Here's the paradox. A tunnel wash can gross $2 million a year washing $8 cars. $8. That's the price of a mediocre sandwich. And yet some of the most sophisticated private equity money in America has poured into this exact asset class over the last decade, chasing something the $8 price tag doesn't reveal. What they're chasing isn't the wash, it's the membership. And what kills the amateur owner isn't the water bill, it's the concrete. Stick around. We're going to open the equipment bay, Tier 1. Bootstrapped. A single self-serve bay operation, 4 to 6 wand stalls, no tunnel, no conveyor. Runs anywhere from $90,000 to $250,000, usually a distressed resale on a corner lot somebody already paved. You're not buying a business here. You're buying plumbing, some coin mechs, and a location. Tier 2. Mid-market. This is where the real category lives. A modern express exterior tunnel, the kind with the flashing lights, the free vacuums, the app-based membership sign-up, costs somewhere between $1.2 and $2.5 million to build from raw dirt. Land, tunnel equipment, conveyor, reclaim system, canopy. Existing operations with an established membership-based trade for 3 to 5 times EBITDA, which on a well-run site can mean a 7-figure check just to get the keys. Tier 3. Institutional. This is where car washes stop being small business and start being infrastructure. Consolidators. The private equity roll-up platforms are buying portfolios of 20, 50, 100 locations at once, often paying 8 to 12 times EBITDA per site, betting on the same thing Blackstone bets on with apartment buildings, recurring revenue that doesn't care what the economy is doing. That bet has a name, the unlimited membership model. Here's the mechanic. A customer pays $30 a month for unlimited washes. Most customers wash their car twice a month. Some wash it 8 times. The insider term for this is churn-adjusted utilization. The ratio between how often a member actually shows up versus what the operator priced the plan to assume. Get that ratio wrong, and you're bleeding water and chemical cost on every visit past the break-even point. The other term you need is dwell time. The seconds a car spends physically inside the tunnel. Every second of dwell time is labor cost, water cost, and equipment wear, multiplied by how many cars roll through in a day. A tunnel engineered to move a car through in 90 seconds instead of 2 minutes isn't a convenience feature. It's the entire margin structure of the business compressed into 30 seconds of conveyor speed. Here's the part that violates normal retail logic. The $8 single wash isn't actually the product. It's marketing. Operators deliberately price the one-time wash close to the membership price, sometimes only $2 or $3 cheaper, specifically to make the math obvious enough that a walk-up customer converts to a subscriber on their very first visit. The single wash transaction exists to sell the membership, not to generate standalone profit. Now walk the site itself. Notice the canopy. Bright, oversized, visible from the highway at 70 miles an hour. Because customer acquisition here isn't digital marketing, it's drive-by impulse. Notice the free vacuum stalls out front, always free, always full. Those vacuums lose money on electricity and maintenance every single day. They're not a service. They're a loitering mechanism. They keep a car and its owner parked on your lot for 6 to 10 extra minutes, standing next to a kiosk with a QR code for the membership sign-up. Notice the glass walls of the tunnel itself. Most modern washes are built to let you watch your own car get washed from a lounge with padded seating and Wi-Fi. That's not hospitality. That's a controlled dwell time environment engineered to convert a skeptical one-time customer into somebody who watched the process, trusts the process, and signs up for the process before they've even started their engine. And underneath all of it sits the liability nobody puts in the brochure: water reclaim and chemical runoff compliance. A tunnel wash processes tens of thousands of gallons a day, and most municipalities require a closed-loop reclaim system that recycles 80 to 90% of that water. Skip the permitting, cut corners on the reclaim tank, and you're not looking at a fine. You're looking at a shutdown order mid-season during your highest revenue months. Now, the fatal flaw. The margins on paper look obscene. 60, sometimes 70% gross margin on the wash itself. But that number ignores the debt service sitting underneath the building. A $2 million tunnel build isn't paid for in cash. It's financed, usually with SBA or conventional commercial debt stacked against the real estate, and that monthly payment doesn't care whether it rained for 3 weeks straight. Case 1. A regional operator in the Southeast expanded from 4 locations to 14 in under 3 years, financing each new build against the cash flow projections of the last one. A pyramid of debt resting on membership numbers that hadn't actually stabilized yet. When 2 of the newer sites underperformed their pro forma by 30%, the whole capital structure cracked at once. The lender called the notes across the portfolio, not just the weak sites, because the loans had been cross-collateralized. The company filed for reorganization within 18 months of its fastest growth year. Case 2. A single-site operator in a mid-sized Midwestern city built a state-of-the-art tunnel 2 miles from an existing, well-established competitor, assuming the market could support both. It couldn't. Membership cannibalization split the customer base in half. Dwell time efficiency collapsed because neither site had enough volume to justify its labor schedule, and within 2 years, the newer site was washing cars for less than its own water and chemical cost. Operational friction, not debt, killed it. The market simply wasn't large enough to feed 2 mouths. So here's the equation. Revenue minus water, chemical, and labor cost, minus debt service on the real estate, equals a business that only works if utilization holds steady through every season, every recession, every 3-week rainy stretch. Realistic net margin after debt service, land, and reclaim compliance on a well-run mid-market site, 12 to 18%. Not the 60% the gross margin slide deck implies. Mr. Car Wash, now a publicly traded consolidator with hundreds of locations, didn't get big by washing cars well. It got big by mastering real estate site selection and financing structure at a scale a single location owner can never match, buying land at highway off-ramps years before competitors noticed the traffic counts. The wash was never the business. The concrete, the debt, and the membership algorithm were. Everyone else is just paying $8 to help make the payment.